step 1 is to prime the eyes. These are the brushes I'm going in with to prime. This is going to be used to apply my concealer, and this is going to be used to set. So you can go in with an actual eyeshadow primer, or you can go in with a concealer. They're both going to do the same thing. They'll just basically provide a tacky layer for you to set and then apply your eyeshadow over it. That way it lasts all day without fading. I'm going in with a concealer because I am very pale skin, and when I look down you can see all of the veins and discoloration in my eyes, and I don't want that. It's like painting a wall. You're not going to go in with just a base layer of paint. You need your primer first, so that way the colors show true. So I'm going in with just my concealer that I used for my under eyes. I'm just going to put a tiny bit. I'm going to buff that out. I'm going to set it, that way it doesn't settle in the little creases on my eyes. Step number 2, use your bronzer as your base shade. So I'm going to go in with this fluffy blending brush, and the bronzer that I used for my makeup today is the e.l.f. bronzer. So this has 4 shades in it, and I kind of just swirled around my brush and I used all the shades combined. 2 of them are matte and 2 of them are shimmery. I'm just going to use one of the shades, so I'll use this one. And using your bronzer as your base shade is going to really help your whole entire makeup look just blend seamlessly, because that's the color that we have on the frame, the perimeter of our face. This is just going to like tie it together. So just a windshield wiper motion back and forth, applying it sloppily. I'm just trying to get it all over the lid, that's all. Alright, so you can see how the same, all the same color, and it's just kind of like meshing together. You want the overall face to look very balanced. So that's why we use the bronzer as the base shade. So once you've built it up as much as you want, now we're going to go in step 3, apply the crease shade. Now, you're going to apply your crease shade with your eyes open, looking straight forward. When you have hooded eyes, you can't go like this and apply this way, because you're not going to be looking at people like this. So that's not what they're going to see. Your eyeshadow is not going to be shown. When you look straight up, this is going to cover all of that pretty work that you just did underneath. So instead, we're going to look straight ahead. Your crease shade should be at least 1 to 2 shades darker than the base shade that you just applied. This is the little duo I'm going to be using. This dark brown is what I'm going in with. This is so old, I think it was from e.l.f. I'm not even sure. The reason I'm using this is because I'm only going to use these 2 shades to just simplify this look, show you how easy you can achieve it. So I'm going to go in with a soft crease brush. I'm just going to, hopefully you can see it on camera, it's really bright, the light. So now that I know how high I'm going to have to take my product, from here, I'm going to go down and then around. So instead of going like this, like a rounded C, you'll be going up, down, down. Kind of like a little pointed heel almost. Up, down, down. So you see the difference? This one looks slightly more lifted than this. Looks like it's coming down. You're going to keep building this color up. And I'm going to take that same brown shade, tap it on the lower outer corner. Because this brush is a little bit smaller, it's more dense, and it's going to pack more pigment. And that's what I'm going for right here at this outer edge. I'm not buffing it, I'm just patting it on. That way I get the most color. Step 5 is keeping the inner lid bright. So I'm going to go in with other shade. It's like a pretty golden shimmery shade, and this flat brush. Apply that to the inner lid. The big fluffy brush that we applied the crease shade with, and I'm just going to go over all of the creases. So the crease between where I put the product and where I didn't put the product, right here. The crease between the two shades where they blend. And then I'm also going around again, further blending the crease shade into the upper brow bone. Don't be afraid to drag it all the way up and out. The more blended it looks, the more effortless it's gonna look. And that's with taking no extra product on this. Just whatever was left over from blending the crease previously. That's what I'm using to buff all of this. Giving an effortless, smoky look while still staying subtle, because the colors I use aren't necessarily super smoky. They're just kind of neutral. Of course, you can change up the shades that you want to do. You can use the same steps to apply any color you would like. It could be making it more smoky or more natural, whatever you prefer. Okay, so now that everything is blended, I'm gonna apply this same dark shade. Lower lash line, you don't want to be too crazy unless that's what you're going for. But so I'm just going to take this, just going to lightly add it to the outer portion of the lower lash line. Okay, so now I got that smudged on just the outer corner. Okay, I'm kind of like blending it in the top, just so that way there's no like gap between the eyeshadow right here. Just taking it up and blending it with the top shadow. Now that I've got it all smudged there, I'm gonna go in with the fluffy blending brush and the bronzer base shade, and I'm going to just buff it all up. Even though I didn't bring all of that into the inner corner, I'm going to use this brush to kind of buff it inward, just to complete the look. Like, tip number 7 is to highlight the inner corner but not the brow bone. So I know a lot of people like highlighting the brow bone. I just find that with hooded eyes, anything that you highlight is going to come forward, and anything that you darken or deepen is going to recede. So that means that if I have heavy hooded eyes that I'm trying to apply a darker shade to seemingly pull back, I'm not going to highlight that same area to protrude forward. So I just skip that step. I'm using the same shimmery shadow that's on my lid to highlight the inner corners. And my last tip is to apply a half lash. Now if you apply a full lash, it would probably cover up most of your lid though, since you do have hooded eyes. It will cover majority of the eyeshadow that we just worked so hard to blend out and we want to show. So I'm going to go in with these little bitty half lash. After curling my lashes and applying mascara, I will put them on, and it will just give my eyes a more lifted appearance, and you'll still be able to see all the eyeshadow. And that completes this tutorial, 8 simple steps to eyeshadow for hooded eyes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see next, and I will see you in my next video.